on August 17th, and there'll be a forum of the Conservation Commission. I'm going to call this meeting to order. The first item is acceptance of meeting minutes for August 3rd.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Delacroix, aye.
Langer, aye.
Gensalucci, aye.
Bog, aye.
Mitch is probably
City, aye.
abstaining, and Dan's an aye. All right. Application submissions. Request to amend order of conditions for Emerald Road Lot 5. I think you're.
Yep.
That.
So I'm here for this one. Land planning couldn't make it tonight, but we're doing the building on this. So this is, we're looking to amend an order of conditions. The amendment will basically replace only the plan. Everything is very similar. The only thing that's going to change is the actual wetland crossing and piping is going to change the location slightly. And with the new plan, we're able to reduce the amount of fill, amount of replication, and really have a better attack on this thing.
How much are you replicating? Rough.
The old number is 2,800.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will bring it down to 1950.
Okay.
That's the actual replication, or is
Yeah, and that's
the take?
that's double the fill, right?
That's double the bill, yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Tamika, do you have the legal ad fee?
No, I emailed them today, so we still need
Okay.
the 35 and we still need the amended order, noticing check.
Okay. So we need a WPA updated form. Butters list need to go out.
So-
And legal ad.
We were hoping to just get an amendment without another
Amendment
hearing.
is a public hearing.
We still have to go through the hearing
Yep.
process,
Yeah.
just to revise the plan.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Unfortunately.
All right. I'm not quite sure if we're going to move forward with it or not. I was hoping, since it was such a minor modification, it would just be, it's really just swapping out the plan. It's really not amending the order at all. We could even keep the 2,800 square feet replication, because that's in the order.
Show me over, yeah.
And the plans are almost identical.
So basically you're saying if we don't do this, you're just gonna go with the original plan? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, we don't have the time.
Oh, okay.
We're in construction now, and this is just a much better alternative. That's the reason for the ask.
So we are,
Okay, so this is the amended.
and that's the original.
Yeah.
So it's really just, instead of an amendment, it would probably
Yeah, why-
it would be a minor modification to the plan. I guess it's a different
Yeah.
term. Sorry.
All right. What was the original width of the box culvert?
Yeah,
It was a 6x6, I think that was called.
6x6.
And you're doing two 15-inch?
Yes, 2 15-inch.
Sorry, I'm creeping.
And there's no, the big reason for that, Melissa, is there's no stream bed there.
Right.
They've been out there working for quite some time. There's no stream, there's no bank, there's no channel. And where it's proposed is actually a better location than originally designed. Since we've been out there, we've kind of honed in on the low point, and they were off on the original survey.
Okay.
definitely seems like a modification,
Right.
Yeah.
Right, I used the wrong term, opening up.
So you just kind of want a minor
modification.
Yeah, minor modification.
administrative amendment.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Even better.
I like this one. Okay. That makes it
Tell me what
easier.
you want me to say.
Yeah. I'll say whatever you want. Okay. Is the restoration plantings, I think there was a planting list before, that'll still remain the same?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mark, it looks like no more head walls.
Yeah, the big thing is we can lower the height
Yeah.
and cut down on the fill for the entire length of the driveway.
That's good.
Yeah.
And that cuts down on the fill around the culverts, obviously.
Cool. Okay.
So we can issue administrative amendment. I think the only request would be just getting like an updated WPA form with just the fill and replication amounts updated. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yep.
Just so we have that in the file?
Yep. We'll send that in with the plan.
Okay, and then that way Tamika can reference it in the letter too.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Just a better plan.
Yeah, exactly. Just got out there and saw
Yeah.
what's there. I'm sure they had trouble surveying, it was thick out there.
Which one is it?
Irish Lane?
Whereabouts?
It's Emerald.
Oh, it's
sorry,
oh, okay.
The other side.
It's the
Emerald.
Viner.
Oh,
Yeah, the Viner part.
yeah. Oh, that's easy to see everything.
It's a very like low. It's not. It doesn't have any flow that area.
No,
Yeah.
no, we walked
Just
it.
a
Yeah.
depressed area.
Right.
Yeah.
It is.
If it's not wet now, it's never gonna be.
That was back, was it earlier this year?
That's why
It
we
wasn't
came
that long
on.
ago.
That was
Yeah.
January.
January, yeah, yeah, I was gonna
Right.
say, I remember that.
Time isn't
Peter
worth
and I
a
walked
thing
it.
to me.
You need a motion for that?
Yeah. Does anyone in the public have questions? It's not necessarily a public hearing, but Mitch, do you have any questions?
I do not.
Okay. So yes, I would look for a motion then.
I'll make the motion.
To make an administrative amendment.
Administrative amendment
For the plan.
to the plan previously submitted.
I'll second it.
Roll call.
Delco, aye.
Langer, aye.
Gentilucci, aye.
Clock eye.
Mitch. Mitch, are you voting or no?
Yes, I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yep.
River City, aye.
And Dan's aye. So if you just get those updated numbers to Tamika, she'll send the request out.
Yes, thank
for
you.
amendment. Okay. Other
Thank you.
application, submission,
How we
you
doing?
guys, notice of intent, Rutland,
Yeah.
self-storage,
See you, Mark.
I didn't recognize you.
232 Barre Paxton Road.
Denied.
Denied.
Oof, that was good.
That's rough. It's not even a hearing yet, but good luck.
Deny.
Oh, boy. Tough crowd.
Apologize. You had it up.
Yeah, but it was
Oh.
only the first page. It wasn't letting me scroll down so you could see the link. I don't know why my computer's doing that.
Sometimes Google Drive does that.
Pretty much it, yeah.
You guys tell me if that works.
I think so.
Yeah.
All right. Can you give us a nice little synopsis of what's happened?
So this was obviously approved in 18, I believe it was originally. Pretty much almost the way that it looks now. The only difference is we altered the size of these two buildings right here. We made them smaller so that this wall doesn't have to be so tall and create a lot less cost. It wasn't cost effective for us to build it. So we were able to shift these down a little bit, make them shorter, and just do a smaller wall there. We had original notice of intent, obviously, for this area in here. We didn't know they expired, so this was done in phases. This building was originally on a separate lot. This was a lot. This was an estate lot, this was a lot, and this was another lot. And then in 2018, we combined these two lots to make it all one unit. And that's when we got the original notice of intent. And now we are building this building and this building together. We already submitted all this to planning board, this new change. They're all set, and then hindsight, we need a new notice of intent. That's why we're here.
So is there an updated plan that shows the building size changes?
That's the new one. That
Oh,
is the
okay.
new one. The old one was bigger.
Got it.
The old one didn't have, that building was longer, it didn't come up, you weren't able to drive around it. Now you can.
Okay. Are there any questions? Tamika, do you have everything you need?
Mhm.
Okay. Mitch, do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, if there's nothing else, then we will see you at the next meeting.
Okay.
And hopefully get
That
this.
would be
It's September 7th
September 7th.
at 6 p.m. We'll schedule it for then.
Will be an extra Tuesday this month.
Rosh Hashanah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So moving on, the one hearing we have is for reopen that public hearing. We discussed it last time. I think we were mostly just waiting on a DP number.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Have a good night, Dick.
Take care.
Yep.
So did we receive anything? No?
Nothing.
Is Julian here or?
He's not.
Okay. I'm surprised they've been kind of speedy lately.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised too, but yeah, they didn't have.
Vacation season.
No, he's not
Maybe.
here.
Maybe. Okay, well, are there any questions, comments? Comments from the public?
Make a motion to continue.
Second.
Roll call?
Dolko, aye.
Langer, aye.
Gentilucci, aye.
Clark, aye.
Mitch?
City I.
Danza, aye. All right. Well, that was nice. Old and new business. Possible wetland concern, 76 Woodside Ave. I don't see anyone in the audience.
No.
Is there anyone on Zoom?
The homeowner did mention that he might not be able to
Okay.
make it to tonight's meeting, but I did invite him.
So my understanding is that a butter or someone made a complaint to the clerk's office, I think it sounds like, about possible wetland filling at 76 Woodside. So I had remembered that this is the property that myself and Jared and maybe Peter went out for the tree removal questions when the COC came up.
Yep.
It's like the second one on the left.
Yeah, I remember that.
So Tamika thankfully still had their contact information. So it sounds like they were leveling off their yard.
Yep, he was leveling off the backyard, putting in dirt. He did use heavy equipment to do so.
So we had just asked them to come in to discuss. If you guys want to take a stop by, drive by, I don't know if anyone did.
No.
Did you?
No,
Take a ride.
Yeah, sure.
Take a ride? You
What's
ready?
What's that look like if you've been there? I mean, is it really?
It's a pretty defined wetland edge because it's one of the lots that was built up. So you
So-
can tell right where it drops down is pretty much where the wetland edge is.
So if anything they're doing, it's definitely not.
Was there an
Yes.
NOI on that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And I think did we give them the COC on that one? Do you remember? They might have been waiting for it to fully stabilize.
I'm not sure we did a COC.
Yeah, I
I don't
remember.
think we issued a
Okay.
COC.
I don't think so.
I think
So-
you're right about the situation.
Yeah.
So they knew about it obviously before they did what they just did.
Yes. They've known that there are restrictions because
Oh.
we did have some tree removal questions about some hazardous trees. So
Yeah, sometimes these things get forgotten in the transaction, not
I-
the translation,
yeah.
the transaction, the disclosure. When one lawyer hands another lawyer a stack, you know, sometimes they
Yeah,
don't
no, we
always
met with the
explain
They
it.
met with the
We met
homeowner.
with the
This is
homeowner.
homeowner.
Yeah.
Who's the homeowner?
The homeowner came for the trees, from what I understand, and now they
Yeah.
just did this. So the homeowner, the same homeowner, hasn't changed.
Oh,
They were
okay.
told with the
Yeah.
trees to not, and so,
No, but
Oh.
the NOI wasn't
Oh.
originally done by the homeowner.
Right.
What I'm saying is, because I ran into this before, similar situation where homeowner, and the homeowner was really good, this is the one I'm talking about. They had everything in a binder.
Yeah.
They didn't understand it. And we got a complaint.
Yeah.
We went out,
And I think
And
that's probably
they
part
pulled a
of it.
binder out, and we were able to show them exactly, right near their paperwork, it was perfect. But once they understood it, and they said, well, we weren't told that.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes that's the case, you know.
I think he was thinking more building and stuff was kind of, you need to come before us instead of filling in some small dips in his yard. But I think
Yeah.
it's more the heavy machinery that would be the concern and how much came in. I can't, I was like, I can't see him doing a whole bunch back there, but it's definitely, you know, as things settle,
Mhm.
it gets a little hummocky, so.
Yep.
All right, so we will maybe reach back out to the homeowners, make sure he'll come to the next meeting.
Yep, and he did mention in his email that you guys are also welcome to visit the property as well. He did put that out there.
Do we wanna do something together or just kinda drive by ourselves?
We're welcome. I would just drive by,
Okay.
make Joe buy me coffee.
Make Joe buy a coffee. Beautiful.
Yeah, I didn't buy one last time.
No, you didn't.
So rude.
Does that mean he owes you two now?
Okay. All right. So in the
Yeah.
meantime, we'll drive
Pay me in
by.
advance.
And then if you see anything immediate when you are driving by, be sure to let Tamika know, you know, if there's some stabilization that needs to happen on the slope. I think I'd be most, concerned in the back and back left side.
Yeah.
I
Right,
think that's-
homeowner's aware that we're looking at this, right?
Yes, yep. Okay. Number 2, discussion drainage wetland concerns at 101 and 103 Glenwood Road. So there was been some conversations with the homeowner?
So the homeowner at 103 Glenwood Road reached out and asked if the commission would provide him a letter stating that there are no wetlands on the property. I did inform him that I'm not certain that we could do that since it was not professionally looked at, but I said I would bring it to the board for discussion.
Yes, I think technically the only way we can certify is through an ANRAD.
Yeah,
Yes.
So he would technically need to get a letter from a professional wetland scientist asserting that versus us, because we more so agree or disagree with applications in front of us.
So he would need to hire a wetland scientist to complete the application for the MRAD essentially.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or for them to say there's nothing here.
Right.
yeah, and ANRAD would dot all the i's, cross all the t's rather nicely.
If they weren't to find anything, would an ANRAD be necessary?
No.
No, I didn't think so, right?
Nope.
But a letter from the wetland scientist
Yeah.
is something they could send out to us.
Right.
It's okay. That suffices and
Yeah.
kind of closes it out.
Mitch, were you making any comments? I heard rumblings. I'm sorry, it's just so faint.
No, I'm having a hard time hearing too.
Okay, sorry. Alright, is there anything that we want to discuss on this one else tonight? I think we've kind of beat it to death.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, like, we don't want to go backwards. It's the house they're there. It's not the new homeowner's responsibility. I think we've looked at the Board of Health, we've looked at the soil tests. DCR didn't have anything, so, unless we have some other documentation from that time, you know, that states the contrary. You know, maybe just follow up with 103, and then,
Yep.
if he has any other comments, we can move forward with that.
Okay, so otherwise, this one's safe to have the agenda.
I would double check with Peter, unless he has something else, but I think I'm probably done.
I was gonna say, and I'm assuming it's up to them if they wanna hire a wetland scientist.
Yes.
We're not necessarily
Yeah.
gonna.
Right, we're not
We're
telling
not
them.
doing
telling
any
them to
enforcement
enforce it.
violation
Yeah, right,
actions,
right.
it's just,
Yep. But if they want that peace of mind, they can certainly do that.
yep, absolutely, thank you. Alright, number 3, flying through. Follow-up, enforcement order, 165 Cannon Road.
So I checked the mail today just to be sure. There's no green card, so I think it's safe to say she's not going to accept that mail. I did reach out to Chief Monaco to find out the status of the administrative warrant. He spoke to the courthouse and they let him know that it would have to be something that goes through town council on our behalf. He provided me with a form that we can use. He did authorize it as the acting town administrator because Ron's on vacation. If it was something we wanted to pursue, you know, sooner rather than later. But it is an option that we can do.
Okay.
Do we want to write up the legal request, opinion request form?
I think we should.
Yeah,
You know, we
Kick
can.
this thing around so so much.
Yeah.
enough time's gone by.
Yeah, and I think we're kind of stuck if they're not accepting our enforcement orders. So even if it's just further guidance from town council, you know, in between.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I did reach out to DEP and I didn't hear anything back.
I was gonna
They
ask about
haven't-
that.
Yeah, I
Okay.
didn't have high hopes, but I reached out to
Yeah.
Kim Roth and to the central regional office
Okay.
email and nobody got back to me.
I have a call into Kim too about something else, so maybe if she calls me back, I'll ask.
By the way.
Well, it was witnessed by the other watershed folks.
Yeah, so I think we would,
Would
we'd,
we be wise to get a statement from them? Because we're kind of getting this secondhand, I
Yeah.
think. You know, and I'd rather, deal with the principal.
We do have written communication from Holden's Concom Agent 2 along with pictures. I do know that Jen McGinn has said that at this point they wanted to keep the investigations separate. So I can certainly ask her. I don't know if they would be comfortable doing that, but we do have documentation from Holden that states there is a wetland and they are in violation.
Yeah.
I think if maybe just a timeline of events
Sure.
from DCR.
From DCR?
Yeah, I think that would be helpful of,
Okay.
on this date, I forget what the other guy's name was from DCR that went out.
Alan Mantilla.
No,
Oh,
it was the other one that Jen was.
He was from the
Oh,
other
Vinny.
district, right?
The one she couldn't remember the last name, yes.
Yeah.
And it got passed to Jennifer.
Yeah, so just that simple timeline of, I was out for X, Y, then notified Jen and so on. And then also, we can include, the Holden agent's report too. So I can work on that with you if
that'd
you'd
be
like,
great.
Tanika.
Yeah, that'd be great.
I'll put that on my list for tomorrow. Mitch, are you familiar with the 165 Cannon Road aspect?
Not overly, no.
Okay, so it's on the property line of Rutland and Holden.
Oh, yeah, you know what? I am familiar now that
Okay.
you say that. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically our major concern is that there's livestock in the wetland, kind of finger part that's in Rutland, that Holden has, documented for us, well, not for us, but had in the past, but then determined it wasn't within Holden, so we've kind of taken that on as such, so we kind of have verification on the ground that it is a wetland resource area, it's tributary, and that there's cattle tromping around in it. So they have not allowed us on the property, so we're hoping to try and get some more site visits in. So we will move through town council. Do we want to do a motion for that? To send opinion requests to town council?
Do we need to?
I don't think you need to.
Okay, that's fine. Alright,
I don't think it needs a motion.
Yeah, I agree. I don't really think you need a motion for that, Melissa.
I would
Okay.
make, I didn't hear what he said.
he agrees.
He doesn't think a motion's needed.
He doesn't think emotions?
No.
All right, fine. I'm okay with that.
Alright, anything else on this one? Jim? Alright, number 4, correspondence, conservation restriction, Maple Hill Estates.
I had reached out to Clee because the last time we spoke, we had discussed the changes that were made by town council and sent it to him to send to the state for approval. He recently stated he's gonna be requesting street acceptance for Maple Hill, so that was kind of an outstanding issue. He did say to me last week that George is working on that. I had asked Peter, because this board did not technically approve the conservation restriction, but Peter said it wasn't necessary because you guys approved the changes that town council made. So I just wasn't sure where this stood.
I think both the Board of Selectmen and the Conservation Commission have to vote to accept the CR.
Okay, then that is still an outstanding issue. We have not received anything back.
Because we would do it, so we have to get the EEA does local signature approval sheet, and once we get that, that's when the town votes to accept the CR. In both the BOS and the Concom.
I did also include Attorney Carizzi on that, just so he would know. And Clee is motivated to get it done because he does want street acceptance at fall town meeting. So we do still need to have a tentative vote on it. Okay. Melissa, did you say that's EEOA?
EEA.
EEA.
Or EEOA. Doesn't matter. Alright. The last item is discussion. Wetland bylaw and regulations. As the chair, I do not want to speak about this tonight without Peter.
I agree.
Okay.
First, second, third, fourth, yeah, we're good.
So, since we're skipping that,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
is there anything else?
Well, Melissa, can you hear me?
Yep. Oh, sorry, Gil.
I mean, we do usually have these meetings until 8, so if we wanted to take that hour and a half to talk about that, we certainly could do it.
think Peter has
I
been
think
doing
that was,
a lot of.
Melissa, that was a joke.
Oh, okay,
so-
thank God. Yeah, I mean, you can stay for an hour and a half. I'd be happy to let you stay in the Zoom room.
Thank you.
All right, no, it's not. It's too faint. I couldn't hear your sarcasm. All right. So if there's nothing else, I will ask for a motion.
You already gave
We
it?
got a motion when you
Got a
guys
motion?
Adjourn.
You got a
I didn't
second?
get any second though
No,
from
who's
anybody
gonna
up there.
Second. Who's the second? I'll second. I can
Right.
second. Roll call.
Delacroix, aye.
Langren, aye.
Gentilucci, aye.
Clock eye.
Ricity, aye.
Danza, aye. We are adjourned at 6:36.